I am continuing my reading here, and what I'm doing in this section, this series, is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a bit later as I'm moving along. Right now, I am still in the Book of Numbers, chapter 27. However, I just want to note you will hear a washing machine, maybe a heater, because I am back in the basement. So here we go, chapter 27. Law of inheritances to sons and daughters and kinsmen set forth. Moses shall see but not enter promised land. Joshua called and set apart to lead Israel. Then came the daughters of Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of Manasseh, the son of Joseph. And these are the names of his daughters, Mahlah, Noah, and Hoglah, and Milcah, and Tirzah. 5 daughters, if you know. Okay, verse 2. And they stood before Moses, and before Eleazar the priest, and before the princes, and all the congregation by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, saying, Our father died in the wilderness, and he was not in the company of them that gathered themselves together against the Lord in the company of Korah, but died in his own sin, and had no sons. Why should the name of our father be done away from among his family, because he hath no son? Give unto us therefore a possession among the brethren of our father. And Moses brought their cause before the Lord. Okay, so these 5 daughters are coming up and they say, wait a minute, all the families are getting their inheritances, and it's going to be inherited by the son. But our father had no son, and our father was not a wicked man. He didn't take part in these rebellions. So what's going to become of our family? And Moses says, as is the general pattern, the people bring a dilemma or a cause. They say, we got an issue here. We need to know what to do about it. And Moses says, well, let me ask the Lord. And that's even today, that is the general pattern. God waits for people to ask in general, unless it is vitally important, and then he will declare it. But on something like this, they needed to ask first. Verse 6. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, The daughters of Zelophehad speak right. Thou shalt surely give them a possession of an inheritance among their father's brethren, and thou shalt cause the inheritance of their father to pass unto them. And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If a man die and have no son, then ye shall cause his inheritance to pass unto his daughter. And if he have no daughter, then ye shall give his inheritance unto his brethren. And if he have no brethren, then ye shall give his inheritance unto his father's brethren. And if his father have no brethren, then ye shall give his inheritance unto his kinsman that is next to him of his family. And he shall possess it, and it shall be unto the children of Israel a statute of judgment, as the Lord commanded Moses. So in other words, if you don't have a son, daughters get it. If you have no children, your brothers get it. If you have no brothers, your uncles get it. And if you have no uncles, well, then we just find the closest living relative, and they get it. That's how the inheritance works. That's the order of inheritance. Verse 12. And the Lord said unto Moses, Get thee up into the mountain, into this mount, Abiram, and see the land which I have given unto the children of Israel. And when thou hast seen it, thou also shalt be gathered unto thy people, as Aaron thy brother was gathered. For ye rebelled against my commandment in the desert of Zin, in the strife of the congregation, to sanctify me at the water before their eyes. That is the water of Meribah and Kadesh, in the wilderness of Zin. And Moses spake unto the Lord, saying, Let the Lord, the God of the spirits of all flesh, set a man over the congregation, which may go out before them, and which may go in before them, and which may lead them out, and which may bring them in, that the congregation of the Lord be not as sheep which have no shepherd. So if you recall, the waters of Meribah story was God told Moses to speak kindly to the rock and ask it for water, and then water would come out. However, Moses, being very frustrated with Israel because they were complaining again and just murmuring and being annoying, he smote the rock with a staff twice. But not only that, he also said, must we, him and Aaron standing up saying, "Must we bring you water?" In a sense, claiming the power for himself. And these things, because he disobeyed God, and in doing so, kind of inadvertently claimed himself to be the one doing it instead of God. God said, "Oh, you can't go into the promised land anymore." Now, this was not necessarily, I would consider this a punishment. He does not get to see the promised land. But as we will see later, he does get translated. He doesn't actually die, which in itself is a rather glorious thing. That's not punishment. That is a great blessing. So he is prevented from seeing the promised land, but he is also given a great blessing. So it's kind of a punishment that's not a punishment. It's an interesting dynamic there. But I like Moses' response. He doesn't complain. He doesn't question it. He says, "Okay, but first, before I go, let's appoint somebody to take my place. Give somebody who can lead Israel so that they're not divided, they're not scattered like sheep." I like that. Moses' concern is still for his people. Moses loved Israel. And everything he's done has been for their benefit. Anyways, verse 18. "And the Lord said unto Moses, Take thee Joshua, the son of Nun, a man in whom is the Spirit, and lay thine hand upon him, and set him before Eleazar the priest, and before all the congregation, and give him a charge in their sight. And thou shalt put some of thine honor upon him, that all the congregation of the children of Israel may be obedient. And he shall stand before Eleazar the priest, who shall ask counsel for him, after the judgment of Urim before the Lord. At his word shall they go out, and at his word they shall come in, both he and all the children of Israel with him, even all the congregation. And Moses did as the Lord commanded him, and he took Joshua and set him before Eleazar the priest and before all the congregation. And he laid his hands upon him and gave him a charge as the Lord commanded by the hand of Moses." Now there's a couple of things in here. First of all, remember Joshua, he's not just appearing in the story here. He's not some random guy. Joshua is a prominent figure from the time they leave Egypt until now. He was the protege of Moses. He was at almost every major event. When Moses goes up into the mountain to get the 10 Commandments, Joshua is the one that goes with him. He doesn't go all the way up. He waits halfway. Israel's down at the base of the mountain. Moses is at the top, and Joshua is halfway. He's waiting for him. He's the first one that Moses meets coming down. He's one of the 12 spies. When Moses goes into the tabernacle to commune with God, on a number of occasions, Joshua goes in the tabernacle with him. Joshua was a very prominent figure. He was a high up guy. And now he is being called to take Moses' place. Notice he is called by the laying on of hands. He is ordained to this calling. Finally, note this phrase, "Thou shalt put some of thine honor upon him." Now, you may recall me talking about the word honor back at the beginning in the story of the creation and the war in heaven when Satan said, "I will do this, so give me thine honor." Because remember, at this time, the term honor meant authority. So the honors, with like Greek mythology, it would have been said the honor of Zeus was the sky, the honor of Poseidon was the sea, the honor of Hades was the underworld. That's where their sphere of authority lay. So when Moses is told to put some of his honor on Joshua, this is him giving Joshua the authority to lead Israel. This is a priesthood ordination. That's what the term honor is referring to, a priesthood ordination. But note that he does not give all of his honor, only some of it, because Moses is the lawgiver. He is the head of his dispensation. Joshua is given the authority to lead Israel. He was not given the authority to gather or to restore. That was Moses' job. Moses has and still has authority, which is why Moses appeared to Joseph Smith in the Kirtland Temple to restore priesthood keys, because he had them. It was his honor. And it was the part of his honor that was not given to Joshua. Joshua was given the honor to lead lead Israel, to lead Israel. He was given priesthood authority. He had the Melchizedek priesthood. But he was not the head of a dispensation. And so he had only some of Moses' honor. Going to leave that one here, and I will see you in the next one.